Hello everybody and welcome back to G4G, Games for Gamers. I'm your host, Dave Dawn. Today we're here in Marvel Avengers Alliance discussing the immediate future of the game throughout the end of April and May, and what the landscape would be for PvP, PvE content, stuff like that. Today's background music will be linked in the description. It is some epic music that I picked up on YouTube. The first two tracks in this mix actually use the word Alliance, so hey, why not? So one of the first things we need to talk about is Victor. What kind of impact is Victor going to make in PvP? My guess is that unless he is teamed up with heavy electrical users like Thor's Beta Ray Bill, Thor himself, potentially Magneto, the gun that you got, Storm, any of the electrically charged people are probably going to work out really well with him. And if you have the rectifier, even better, because you can see my previous video and my Dean of Thorses and I forget who else I paired Thors up with. You can take a look in those videos and see just how much the rectifier passes electrical herpes around like a completely diseased prostitute. So before I go further with Victor over here, I just want to point something out. This is a potentially good combination that you can do with the new suit. It is, I call this the Prism Power Set. What this allows you to do is the fact that you have debuffs as a quick action now. This is one of the better suits that you could, or the better setups for the suit that you can do. I like to basically think of this as turning the agent into Molly. Use the power supply, which melts armor on everybody and says that any of your power weapons or your smart weapons have a chance at a follow-up. By using the prism, I gain an attack stack for every shot of a revolt. And now there's the power gauntlet following up, because this says any one of my equipped smart weapons can follow. So if I didn't have the prism here and I had the Chaos Shot SMG, that would follow up. The stun baton would follow up. Anything that is currently equipped. And it's random. It's not just the item you're firing. So here I am gaining my attack optimization stacks. I'm gaining my Emerald Prism stacks. All for the very big punch out with the power gauntlet. Now in PvE, this is a little bit rough to pull off because of the stamina drain, most especially the power gauntlet. So if you got this suit from the last PvP, and congratulations if you did, look at that, 14k first round. I suggest equipping 2 of the suits. Getting one that you kit out with PvP ISOs, and ones that you kit out with PvE ISOs, where you can make it a little bit stronger in the stamina department. So Victor, you know, is he going to show up? Well, infiltrators, of course, are always risky in PvP. But lately, scrappers have not been around that much thanks to the bruiser suit and the amount of bruisers that have seen a lot of play. Groot, Molly, Hafe, Kurth, Null. Scrappers have become kind of a bit of a liability. And tacticians, you know, they were getting set up nicely by that blaster agent suit, but a very good blaster agent on defense could do phenomenally well against bruiser heavy offenses, especially if they were running in that first blood knife. You could get some massive hits on that thing, and if you were a blaster, ooh. Yeah, I've seen, you know, some people get in trouble, and like quick lord groups with a blaster agent, really deadly damage, because you just kit completely offensive minded at that point. So this new suit, of course, we trade off the ability to proc the extra turn when we want, but we gain a whole host of other utilities with the debuffs being a quick action. Now, we discussed this in the last video, and one of my favorite things to do will be to use the flanked Grimoire book as a quick action. I took it away from my PvP setup a while back because Hafe was so prominent. AoE flanked was becoming an extreme liability. Hafe would just jump in and punch people. So I, of course, got rid of it. Well, now that Hafe really isn't used that much on defense anymore, because people got wise to the fact that his AI is not too bright, it's going to be more powerful. So here is a debuff as a quick action setup that I think really works, and it kind of turns your agent into Molly. You use the Emerald Prism on yourself, which says that every time I attack, I gain a stack. People that are good for this are Gambit and Moon Knight with his darts. And of course Molly, but we all know about that. So every time I attack with this Revolt 5, which stamina permitting is 6 shots, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. Sorry, forgot to use the power supply. The power supply melts armor on the enemy team and says any one of my equipped smart weapons may... See, there we go. There's the Revolt 5 acting as... Wow. This is nice. This is certainly fortuitous over here. I'm glad I captured this on video. So I use the smart power supply, which says any of my equipped smart weapons have a chance to perform a follow-up. So what happened is, because I AoE'd the team with the power supply, the Revolt 5 fired off, did not use ammo. Well, actually, no, it did use ammo. But look at what it did. My attack optimization is now at 5, and my Emerald Prism stacks are now at 2. So I'm going to stop the Revolt firing a little bit early, because I only have one more ammo shot, and this gauntlet takes a lot of stamina. And I'm going to punch out this bruiser. So 4K white hits. That's not too bad. That's 8K in the first round. And it probably could have been more had I done the power supply at the time that I should have. So, because Constrictor is not particularly that good, it's going to use him to heal the team a little bit. And going to Emerald Prism again. Now the thing is, I'm only going to have one shot because I did not reload. But I'm still going to gain another attack stack and another attack optimization. And there we go. That power gauntlet fired off as a smart weapon follow-up, and it just decimated him. And 20k. That's the agent doing 20k with a relatively minimal setup. And the good thing is, with the exception of the Emerald Prism, you can farm all of my agent's gear that you saw there by yourself. Yes, you do need the suit for that free action, but you can still get the power supply, the gauntlet, and the revolt just with a little bit of farming time. And of course the Chaos Shot SMG works just as well. So we're actually going to go ahead and show that in this next fight over here. I will take out the Emerald Prism, and I will pull in the Chaos Shot SMG just to see how that works out, and see if I get some free Chaos Shot hits. My guess is it's going to be the one that puts out the debuffs, not the one that exploits them. So I took it out of full screen simply to do the type ahead. So there is my Chaos Shot SMG. I'm going to put that in where the Emerald Prism was. So now this will have a little bit of a slower ramp up because I don't have the Emerald Prism stacks, but this now means this is poor man's PvP. This is, or as I put it on my channel, PvP on the cheap. You can farm all of this. No big deal. There is a bug though. We believe that the 750 watt power supply is not dropping. And instead we're stuck with this 500 watt one, which basically is the same thing except for the fact that overclock lasts 2 rounds. instead of just the 1. So we're going to go ahead and fire the Revolt. And here comes a follow-up with the Revolt, but that's going to consume ammo. So we start off with 6, and now we see we're down to 4. So it's a free shot in the sense of stamina, but it's not a free shot in terms of ammo. So keep that in mind. But it does build still the attack optimization for the Power Gauntlet. Trying to see if that... Here we go. So there goes the Chaos Shot SMG, and... well, it fired, but it didn't seem to do any of the debuffs. I think it probably fired off the exploitation round instead. Alright, so we're going to stop here, and we're going to recharge, because my attack optimization is now at 7. And I'm not going to use the reload right now, because I want the stamina back instead. So, I really don't think Victor's going to make too big of an impact in PvP. It's rather sad that I think a lot of Playdom's newest characters in the game, they're just not making any impact at all. Angela, I think, is phenomenal. People may be running her on offense, but she was really nowhere to be found. Carolina did see some defensive usage, but with Victor, she might show up pretty well for offense. Karnak, I had high hopes for Karnak. I was going to fear him on defense with all those pre-counters, but he does show up somewhat okay with Black Bolt. But again, nothing really to write home about. And the good thing is, when you use the Gauntlet here, you don't consume your attack optimization. You actually add to it. Alright, so that was about 7.6k damage right there. That's solid. I highly suggest that if people did win this suit in the last PvP, that you invest in 2 versions of it. Get a set for use with PvP that has more PvP related ISOs. You know, your attack, defense, accuracy, all of that. And you invest in a PvE version of it that has some higher stamina on it. This way, you get a little bit more usage out of it. You can see what this current gear is doing to my stamina. It's literally melting it. Alright, so I'm going to use this as a quick action, and God, I hate that Blade Punch. That Blade Punch is just a hair behind. Oh, here we go again. So the Chaos Shot SMG is firing off for free because I used the power supply, plus that's just another 2 stacks of the optimization. So I'm going to use a candy bucket because we're pretty hurting over here. And this is not a synergistic team. He's just here simply because he's close to dinging, so I figure why not. And let's see what the Power Gauntlet puts this guy away with at attack optimization of 11. Damn! 16k. So that is the agent basically being almost like a mini Molly, because in PvP, that stamina drain will, of course, be considerably better. So, what are we going to face with debuffs being quick actions? I think one of the biggest impacts is the new rings will be quick actions, the ones that have debuffs. That's going to be very, very good, because some of them are stealthy. And I do believe I recently got what I consider the best one to drop, and that was last night, and that's the Soulfire one. It's animated weird, but it does work. And yeah, you know, this will be mini PvP, so let's do this. The other thing is, the Blackest Void being a quick action opens up a huge, huge gap over here. If you took the mirror match of a Mystic Cube Agent versus a Mystic Cube Agent, in the first round, it's basically a push. No one has the advantage over the other. And then in round 2, it's turn order. Now, in round 1, it becomes turn order because you could Blackest Void, take the Mystic off the enemy team, and then pop the agent with your own Mystic, and now he can't use the cube. And of course, removing the Mystic is the weather control device's best friend. Forcing that exhaust out in round 1, shutting Kurth down before any World Breaker attempts, unless it's turn order. Shutting the agent down, even if he had the Mystic. Putting a hurt on Molly and making sure that exhaustion is out in round 1. It really, really opens up a great world. And I was honestly considering putting the scroll in for the cube simply to get rid of things in the first round. Oh, here we go. So here goes the Revolt 5 firing off for free. It's going to use ammo, but it's not going to consume stamina. And it is going to increase my attack optimization, which is, of course, what we want. So now, as you can see here, I'm down to 3 ammo. So I am just going to pop the agent. And there's a Power Gauntlet follow-up, which, again, increases the stacks. And that was stamina-free, and of course it was ammo-free. Pop the enemy agent one more time. There's a Chaos Shot SMG follow-up. So these guys are running the Mystic. That's why no damage has been done in terms of the Melt Armor. And now, Power Gauntlet, Agent gone, Mystic gone. We will have a distress call come in. Ooh, that's gonna be nice. But the Mystic's staying around for some reason. Don't know why that's happening. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and get some stamina back to my agent. And for some reason, not everybody got the cake buff. And these guys still have the Mystic Shroud up, so I'm just gonna heal my agent a little bit for now. Heimdall's Vigilance, of course, could put a set like this to a bit of shame over here. So we only have 1 shot left. And of course, we're going to do very little damage here because of his buffs. But, okay, so there... Oh, wow. There was a Chaos Shot SMG follow-up, and there was a Power Gauntlet follow-up on that one. Granted, he's dead. We're probably going to lose. But still, that was fun to see 2 follow-ups over there. Yep. You're douche, Hercules. That's a tough team. Too bad it never really works out in defense. But, yeah, with that Blackest Void being available in the first round, a team like that would definitely have issues. And if you saw the Mystic Shroud up and you saw Heimdall, hell, hold on to the Blackest Void and use it as a quick action in round 2 to get rid of those buffs. So, of course, we know the Flanked book is going to be really good with this. And for the future of PvE, of course, we have the Hulkbuster armor coming. We have new alts for all of the Avengers, and this is going to include Quicksilver, Ultron, Quicksilver, Vision, and Scarlet Witch. And of course, the original cast is getting additional suits. Hulk is getting new pants. But I don't think they're using they're not going to use the Avengers movie sprite. They're going to use his stock sprite, but change the pants. Iron Man is going to get a MK-43 suit, which can call in the Hulkbuster armor in combat. And that's going to be good. They've also said that there's going to be a Hulkbuster versus Hulk Heroic, which could be incredible. And ISOs are going to drop for both people on that one. So we definitely have some very, very good content coming here in the end of April and early to mid-May. Nice little birthday present. So we've used the power supply. Get a little revolt action going on over here. Power gauntlet again. Free stack of everything there. Consumes no stamina. Of course, these pre-counters are friggin' douchey. I'm really surprised that that is firing off the exploitation rounds and not the debuff rounds. I really didn't think that would be the case with that. So here's another extra revolt shot. And we'll go ahead and recharge that stamina. This is why I'm saying it really is handy to have a suit that has PVE related ISOs in there where you can stock up on the stamina a little bit. Oh, here comes Juggernaut to get enraged and Falcon Punch this dude. Yeah, Constrictor's getting his ass kicked over here. Way to be a lame-o, Snake Eater. And what's good about the Power Gauntlet is it does not consume the attack optimization stacks, which is beautiful. So, alright, that's our video here for today. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at some of the things that we can do with the suit and enjoyed this completely farmable kit over here. You can run the Stun Baton instead of the Chaos Shot SMG, and hell, you'd have a free chance at stuns going out. So, you know, any one of these power supplies, you know, any one of these smart weapons will have the chance to fire off with this. And really the only thing that we lose is the fact that we cannot give ourselves the free turn when we want to, which is, you know, it's okay. It's really going to be your play style on that one as to whether or not that matters more. If you had the ability to get that free turn and what this suit gives you, my god. I can't imagine you'd ever need another suit at all. So, take care everybody, and see you later here on G4G, Games for Gamers.